that he did that to her? Or is it just all more stupidity?
Well, she could he turned around, like, his back to her, so it's not like he was doing it for show for her. So maybe a little, but maybe he, since before his sister was like, ugh, don't fall in love again. Like, apparently every girl that he has to talk to for any amount of time, he just falls for. So, it's just that. It's just, he just easily falls for people and gets his heart broken. That's why he's...
I sure wish I could talk to you, but I'll just fall in love with you in 5 minutes.
And then I'll probably have to kill you, and it's like my job is just really complicated.
Yeah. My life is really complicated. I do think what's interesting here is, this episode comes after Raffi tried to reconnect with her son on Free Cloud, and that, of course, did not go well at all. Yep. And she comes back to the ship, and she has no explanation for where she went or why she's back. But she's kind of like on a bender, right? She's drinking, she's smoking, who knows what, she's vaping. She's trying to drown her feelings in alcohol and like drugs and whatever. And you see Rios like trying to pull her out of it. Like, you've got to sober up. We need you to do stuff now. Like, if you're here, you got to do things. And
he gets her coffee and puts her in her room and everything.
Yeah, I did like that too.
Once again, Rios is what you need to be a man. He's strong and he's tough, but he's also caring and gentle and gorgeous and knows lots of languages. He's really great. So take note, all you, intercourse
men?
Boys.
Space boys. Take note, all you space men, space boys. No, it's true. I really do like how, what's the actor's name? Santiago Cabrera, I think is his name. I do like how he plays Captain Rios. I think he has his moments where he kind of skirts that line of like toxic masculinity, but he always pulls himself back. Like, he always like, I feel like he lands more on the good guy side than the bad guy side. Because he, especially like in these moments here where he's like, he's taking care of her. And we even saw in this episode, him and Agnes had a little fun space time too.
He's a fully formed character is why he's got good qualities and bad qualities. It's not just like... No,
you're absolutely right. He is a fully formed character. He's not two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Which is why I really like his character a lot.
Right. And I mean, that's the thing about Star Trek. Most of the time, they have fairly fully formed, or at least, 3/4 of the way formed characters, but generally all the people who are regulars you can see all sort of dimensions of the person. And so, I really like that. And we're just always going to be Rios fangirls every week.
Oh, 100%. I am Team Rios right over here. I mean, he's definitely a fully formed character. I think all the characters here though are really, fully formed, and they have depth, they have layers. I mean, we saw Agnes last week, or in the previous episode to this, we saw her kill the man that she loved.
Yeah.
I mean, why she did that, I guess you'll have to watch episode 7 to figure it out. But yeah, like and even like somebody like Raffi, who I love her performance. I think she's so broken. I love that she's so broken, and she just keeps trying to pull herself back together.
Right. She's trying to use whatever kind of glue she can.
And you know what? I mean, but isn't that true of so many people today? Like, I mean, who of us can say that we're a perfectly formed person who doesn't need a little help to get through the day and with something, No,
I'm kidding. I am certainly not.
I mean, look, if you are, I envy you, because I am not that person.
Nope.
Who out there doesn't have like some kind of a vice to help them get through the day? Is it maybe alcohol or too much caffeine, or it's cigarettes, or it's other recreational smoking things? I mean, everybody's got a little something that they need to get them through the day. And I think
Hot
Raffi
Latino space pirates.
That's what I need to get me through the day. Hot Latino
Pilots
space.
was the word I was going to say, but I said pirates, but that's fine. It works either way.
That works too. I can make that work in my fantasy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But we also had a really cool like ending scene here, like where they're being chased, where like Picard finally meets up with Soji. Hugh takes him to Soji. They're gonna escape from the ship through the Queen cell, and this is kind of an interesting thing. So like the idea being that like the Queen cell on a Borg ship was there in case the Queen had to like escape suddenly, like if the ship was like gonna just have to be destroyed or whatever, she could escape and then continue being the Borg Queen wherever she went. So they have like this incredibly powerful transporter which they're going to use, but they're kind of pinned down with fire by like these Romulans on board, and then suddenly Elnor shows up where he wasn't even supposed to be there. And he's like, I'll cover you while you make your escape.
Right. And he does it all fabulously with his sword and not messing up his hair or anything. It's pretty great. Like, I need to take some tips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm chuckling so much then. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So just a quick note, which I forgot about, but I was just reminded of, that spatial trajector, that like long-range transporter that they use, the Borg assimilated that technology from the Sicarians in the Delta Quadrant, which I completely forgot about. They had that technology, and the Borg assimilated them, and they got that technology. That's how they have it.
Nice.
So I'm sure there's somebody out there who's furiously writing a letter because they remembered it, and we didn't. But don't worry, we got it. We got it.
We've got elves. We've got Trek elves like handing us slips of paper to let us know things.
You have no idea the resources we have here at Picard Cast. We've got little elves who write us messages and remind us of trivia we forgot about.
But them going to the Queen cell, like that also went back to the possibility that Soji was the Borg Queen and somehow she could go back in time and all that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, like what's gonna happen? And there's only a few episodes left.
I know. So what? By the time you hear this, you may have already heard episode 7 because we already recorded that one. But we did want to give you at least a few things about episode 6 here. So yeah, as of this week, we only have 3 episodes left. Episodes 8, 9, and 10. And then we have to wait, I don't know how long, for season 2.
Right.
So yeah, very exciting. I thought episode 6 was a good episode. I thought it was I thought it was a lot of emotional moments for sure, and then especially like with Picard having to relive a little bit of being Locutus, like having those flashbacks and stuff. But then him and Hugh being reunited, I loved that. To me, that was like one of the highlights of the episode.
Yeah, for sure. I think since we have such a short episode this week-ish, it's not even this week, but for this episode, maybe we should give away one of our visitor pins.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
So you can either tweet us, email us, or message us on Facebook or something. We want to know if you think that Soji's going to be the Borg Queen or not, and I will randomly select one of the people who sends me their response by next episode.
Okay. There's our contest, everybody.
I'm trying to see what the date would be. So that'll be on whatever I get by the Friday the 13th.
Ooh, spooky.
And I'll even post something to remind everybody. And then whoever I will randomly select while we're on the air, we'll get that pin and we'll ship it out to you.
This is very exciting, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I didn't even know we were going to do this till Brooke said, let's give away our pin.
Hey, I mean,
I love it.
We've got 2 pins. We might as well just have some fun.
Exactly. We've got the pins.
but it's hanging up so I can see it every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you want to be entered into our contest to win a visitor pin from New York Comic Con, you can't get it anywhere else unless you go on eBay, I guess. But you can win ours for free. Everybody, it's free. Write us either at the Picardcast, Facebook message us, write us an email, thepicardcast@gmail.com. Tell us if you think Soji is the Borg Queen. It could just be yes or no, or you could even, throw in a little bit of a why you feel either way about it. And then you'll be entered into our contest to win the pin.
Mm-hmm. If you've been a guest on this show, you may not have as much weight to win it because you're a guest on the show, but we'll figure that out after we get off here.
Indeed. We'll work out the specifics, because we just made this up right now.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just add, since this is a very short episode, while we were at C2E2, I did have the chance to go to some of the Star Trek panels. I know you did as well, Brooke. I went to the Walter Koenig panel, and I also went to the George Takei panel. Mm-hmm. I heard a little bit.
They were both really sassy to people's questions.
They were very sassy. They were very, very sassy. I loved every second of it. George Takei even gave us a little "oh my," and that was great. And I did hear the very end of Shatner's panel. I didn't get the whole thing because I woke up late on Sunday. Sorry. I know, that's how I feel. But I did go to the Picard panel, which was the one I really wanted to go to. That one had Issa Briones and it had Evan Evagora, who are just two of the most incredibly genuine, nice, charming, engaging, sweet people on the planet. And I'm so happy they're part of the Star Trek universe. I'll just mention very briefly that Issa Briones was doing musical theater when she got the role. She was actually playing Eliza Hamilton in the touring company of Hamilton.
One of them. They have different.
Oh, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I think she said she was in the Chicago-based one.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what she said. And then Evan said that he was filming actually a movie that I think it's still in theaters now, Fantasy Island. He's in that movie. Yeah, I didn't even know he was in that. I haven't seen that movie. He was filming that movie, and then he flew back to LA to audition for Picard. And he told us on the panel that he grew up watching The Next Generation. And from there, watching, Voyager and Deep Space Nine and all these other things. And he's a really big Star Trek fan. So to be a part of the franchise is like, it's like a dream come true for him. It'd be like if I got a part on Star Trek, pretty much. So like, yeah, he was like really fanboying out about it, which was really cool that, he was really enjoying being a part of the franchise. And
I love it. I love it when fans get to do stuff with their fandoms. Like,
I mean,
once again, if anybody in the Star Wars universe needs an Ewok or something, right here. Right?
Yeah. But it is true. It's exciting for me too. I love when people who are fans of a certain fandom get to then be part of the fandom. It's just so exciting. It's just so great. So yeah, that's his thing. They did talk a little bit about season 2, not a ton, of course, because they can't tell you anything. But they basically are just very excited to be a part of it. And something that Issa Briones mentioned was she did not know she was going to be playing twins until they started filming. And they were like, oh, by the way, besides Daj, there's also Soji. And because a lot of the details were kept under wraps, right. They were really trying to keep the series a secret. And which I get. They do that often with a lot of these franchise projects. They want to keep it a secret until it's ready to go. Mm-hmm. So there weren't a lot of details available, but yeah, she's also very excited to be a part of it. So yeah, we are gonna, no promises, but we're gonna try to get that panel up on our feed. Mm-hmm. There's one of our friends did record the panel with us, and we're gonna try to get it up on our feed, and hopefully you guys can hear the whole thing because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, so that's about all we have to say, I think.